the administration has made it very clear that if you're here on a visa, you come in, if you want to study, that's totally fine. But if you're going to come here, you hate our country, you want to cause problems, you want to leave anti-Semitic protests in the middle street, that's off limits. So Mahmoud Khalil was one of the first people that the administration said, look, we're going to revoke your visa. A judge got involved with that, and now he's back on the street. He was given an opportunity yesterday to bring some context to all the comments that he's been shouting in the middle of the street. Will he at least not even talk about condemn the word globalized, the Intifada, but at least the terrorist organization, Hamas? This is what he said.
Just to be clear here, though, do you specifically condemn Hamas, a designated terrorist organization in the United States, not just for their actions on October 7th?
I condemn the killing of all civilians, full stop. But what I don't want to get into is no, I am very clear with condemning all civilians. I'm very straight in my position in that part. But it's disingenuous to ask about condemning Hamas while Palestinians are the ones being starved now by Israel.
The Trump administration has claimed that you are a Hamas sympathizer. So it's very important to actually ask that question in this broad conversation.
Yeah, I simply asked and protested the war in Palestine. It's always, as I said, disingenuous and absurd to ask such questions when literally 62,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel.
It's not absurd to ask that question. We saw the videos of what happened on October 7th. So many individuals were killed brutally. Children were killed brutally. Women were killed brutally. So many people were taken hostage. Parents haven't seen their kids in hundreds of days because of Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization, according to the government of the United States of America. So everyone should condemn a terrorist organization.
But this is why Marco Rubio had this guy arrested, and he is suing for $20 million the Trump administration for unjustified arrest, which is the audacity is off the charts. He lied about his visa. If he said, I am pro-Hamas, he would not have gotten into Colombia. He would not have been allowed in for the student visa. But he lied, and now he's out and basically saying, I'm pro-Hamas. So it's not pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas. They're a terror organization that terrorizes the Palestinians as much as they do the Israelis. They live to wipe Israel out. They proved it on October 7th. This guy's telling you who he is. You should be embarrassed to interview him, let alone meet with him. But take a look at the wall, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of proud Democrats who had a chance to meet with their idol, the graduate student who graduated from Columbia, that fully paid for it, 33 years old, Mahmoud Khalil. Give him a hug, Bernie.
So I think there's something important to know here. He hasn't even called for the release of the hostages that are still hostages today because of Hamas. He hasn't condemned what they did on October the 7th. We know that there was protests that he was a part of, that he was leading days after October the 7th. We also know from the people that were hostages that there was coordination between Hamas and some of the campus protests.
Can we put the big wall up again? Does this mean that all of these lawmakers stand with him?
Yes, sure.
They agree with him?
Absolutely.
Do they have the same views as he does? Will they condemn Hamas? We need to ask each of them, will you condemn Hamas? Because they're standing there with him, meeting with him, and seemingly agreeing with him. DHS put on X, Mahmoud Khalil refused to condemn Hamas because he is a terrorist sympathizer, not because DHS has painted him as one.
So, by the way...
Can I read one more thing? Yeah. So you're right. The Trump administration acted well within its statutory and constitutional authority to detain Khalil, as it does with any alien who advocates for violence, glorifies and supports terrorists, harasses Jews, and damages property.
And you're seeing Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley says Khalil is a kind, gentle man who cares deeply about other humanity, and his abduction, detention, and ongoing persecution by the Trump administration is egregious. No, you're out for now. You're going to be out soon forever, and that's more proof of it. You lied on your visa to get here. It's a message to others trying to get over to our country, and the 27% of international students at Columbia, you're going to get big-time scrutiny. I salute Columbia yesterday for sanctioning or suspending at least 80 of their students, but that happened mostly during the Biden administration. But that's how weak this president was, and everybody around him, because they didn't care about this guy. They didn't care about the unrest in Colombia.
I just don't get our leaders. They're supposed to be protecting us as Americans, supposed to be protecting our students. This guy was the lead negotiator when they were harassing Jews on campus, blocking them from going to class. They held janitorial staff hostage there, and he negotiated the deal. And we're just going to let him just walk and freely roam the country?
He's a hero now.
He's made it very clear that he doesn't even want a two-state solution. He wants a one-state solution. He doesn't want the state of Israel to even exist.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.